Hey everyone, thank you for joining me today. I have a very special guest who I'm so excited to introduce to you. His name is Victor. He is a Nigerian-Canadian film director, cinematographer, and creative visionary based in Ontario, Canada. As the founder of Keny Basil Studios, Victor is known for creating emotionally charged, socially conscious films that explore identity, injustice, trauma, and the human condition through powerful cinematic storytelling. His work blends raw realism and poetic visual language while pushing conversations that matter. With ambition rooted in global cinema and film festival culture, Victor continues to build impactful narratives designed to inspire, challenge, and leave long-lasting emotional impressions. Victor, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited because I met you on your own set where you direct. It is called the Together Live Show. And it's so much fun.
Live pod, actually.
Live pod?
We met at the podcast and then transitioned into the show itself.
Yeah.
Anyways,
you guys do something a little bit different every time, which is a lot of fun because you're throwing and seeing what sticks, right? What's like your favorite so far?
So I wouldn't say I have a specific favorite so far, but one thing I'm sure is that every day we go in there to shoot something, we always make something new because I just don't want them to just sit and just keep talking. I want when they are talking, the visuals is interpreting, right? So that's why we just keep changing. So tomorrow I might get there and then shoot my favorite again. Next tomorrow is my favorite. Tomorrow is my favorite.
Yeah.
So every day is just a new thing, and I like every step of what we've done so far. So I don't think I have a specific favorite, but then I just love how the show is growing to something that we always envisioned it to grow into. So that's a very massive hype. Yeah.
The first time we did the behind the thing where you don't see each other, and it's a really cute way to get people to interact, basically, not knowing what the person looks like and just trying to get to know them for parts of who they are before revealing what they look like. And then afterwards, it was like a podcast style. Now you guys are doing like pop the balloon style.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. Every time you post, I love it. I love seeing it. You guys do an amazing job.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
So we are going to talk about how passionate you are about what you do. If you could tell me a little bit about your mission and like your mission statement when it comes to cinematography and filmmaking.
First of all, I just want to talk about cinematography first.
Okay.
For cinematography perspective, I always aim to tell stories. Before I press record on my camera, I always have a story in my mind to tell, right? Okay. And one of my biggest perspectives when it comes to storytelling is usually like telling stories that can actually transition, like a story that when you look at it, you'll be like, yeah, this is actually possible. It's not just beyond human understanding like fictions. It's always about what has happened or what might happen, right?
Reality.
And so that's how I've been able to be growing from stage to stage. Although I get different gigs where people will be like, oh, come, let's do this random thing. I'll be like, no, because I have a path where I'm actually like a structuring myself to go to, and anything that does not align with that pathway, I just don't do them. So
stay away.
Yeah, my cinematography experience has always been strictly on what I believe in.
So you are the one that is producing that show?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm actually also the editor and the colorist and sound design person on the show.
Excellent job. I look good on everything you post.
You look good already. So as long as there's a camera there, you to always pick up the beauty you already have.
How did you get into this and at what age?
That's a very nice question. Actually, I got into filmmaking at a very young age. Actually, I was more into music.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to produce music. I did production for a bit.
I have to hear
I learned production. I have good music actually.
I want to hear it.
Okay. So I started from that part. Then one day I went to a studio to mix my song, and then the person that was supposed to mix my song wasn't really like taking me serious. They were like, "Oh, okay, just wait in the reception area or wait in the waiting area. We're gonna attend to you." So whenever I come, they'll be like, "I should go and buy gas because there's no lights. You know, Nigeria and electricity is bad."
So this is back home.
Back home, yes.
Interesting.
So yeah, so this I'm telling you is like 10 years ago or 15 years ago. Yeah, so it's been a while. Then I go meet them. They'll be like, oh, I stay at the reception. So I will buy gas and they'll use the gas I bought to work for someone else, maybe a bigger client, while I wait in the reception, you know? So, but in the reception, they have this editing suits where they usually do edits. So anytime I wait at the reception, I just keep watching them do their stuff, right? And they have students that paid money for that. So one day, the guy just went to ease himself. I went to the computer and I just tried to edit what I already know how to.
Because
I already made it I just sat down
and
there.
took it upon yourself.
Yeah,
I love that.
and then I just did something, and then it was like who actually went to the computer. So I thought I spoiled something. I didn't say a word.
Yeah.
Until the next day, he was like, "Oh, that the person that actually went to the computer actually did something great, but he just didn't like the fact that the person went there because he would have been bad."
Right.
So I now came to him. I was like, "Yeah, I'm actually the person." He said it's a lie. So he now started asking me, "Do you edit?" So before that, I've seen something that said, "Say yes right now and figure it out later." So I said yes to him immediately. I was like, yeah, I used to edit, like, in different places. And he was like, oh, really? Come, then sit down and edit. So I just sat down there. I didn't even know what like how I was even going around it. And then he said I should teach his students how to edit. I was like,
and you didn't know what you were doing.
No. And then at the end of the day, those students actually end up teaching me because I'll be like, the software I use, this I know there is something used to cut the clips, but then the software I use, this is not the same. So they're like, oh, yeah, it's the older one. So this is the newer one. This is where the button is.
Funny.
And then they were just teaching me, but they didn't know. But to them, I taught them. Yeah. But then to me, they taught me. So, so that was how I started. And I just knew that creativity has always been my calling. I've always been a creative person, even when it comes to, like, I'm a graduate of architecture, environmental studies.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm an architect.
Architecture and environmental studies.
Yes,
okay.
yes. So, I've always been a creative person. So, the pathway wasn't really very hard for me. It just takes me the act of like storytelling because I already know when something looks good visually.
Well, to make music, you are storytelling as well.
You understand? Yeah. So moving it to visuals, that was just what I was just like, doing, and I've been doing it successfully. And I have a couple of my movies that have gone for festivals. At least right now, I know I have, for my achievement board, I have like 49 awards from continents.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And, 49, yeah. And with 3 films.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I actually came here from my movie that won an award. So the city of Brampton invited me, and the mayor of Brampton gave me an award for the movie.
Where can we see that? What can people search to actually look that up?
Yeah, so I have a platform that will be in launching very soon.
Okay.
It's called Keny Basil Studios, like
you
a
might have
Black.
to spell that out because I don't know.
CIN Sign Black CINE
Okay, Sign Black Studios.
Sign Black.
Okay.
Yeah, studios or something. Yeah, so but like it's an app. It's coming out soon. It's going to be where I'm having all my films preview.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So there's nowhere online we can see them right now.
It used to be online, but I took them out. I've always been that person to build a pathway for myself, right? So I really don't do what an average person do. Sometimes it costs me more. Sometimes it costs me my peace, costs me my sleep and everything. But I feel like creating that pathway for myself will actually eventually pay me in the long run because I'm a very futuristic person.
So your mission is beautiful. I really love what you said about that. And so what lesson or message would you like my audience to walk away with?
So it's in 2 ways, like real life message and back end message. So of recent, I started learning, I've always been learning it, but I'm on the side. Okay. I'm a day trader.
Oh, okay.
I do Forex, yes.
Interesting.
So, yeah. So whenever I want to advise people, I advise them from stock market, like, angle, right? Okay. And how I normally say,
I know like nothing Forex, about that. So.
Yeah, I'll just make it very quick. In Forex, there is always the highs and the lows. Like the market is like a graph. Yeah. Sometimes it goes up, sometimes it goes down, right? So that's life. That's how life is in general. Yes. Life is a graph, right? You go. Sometimes you make $1 in a month. Sometimes you make $10,000 in a month. Sometimes you come down to that. So sometimes you don't really like judge yourself from your current situation because there's always going to be a high and lows.
Yes.
So when you start putting yourself in a box form where, if you make a like a low month, you feel like the world is over at that point. Those are like just little moments that amount to the big moments where you get to start winning, you know. And So generally, I will tell anybody watching right now that no matter what you're doing, no matter how small it is, no matter how devastated, no matter how frustrated it can be, we understand that the bills is crazy, especially if you're living in this side of the world. Because where I'm from, there is no bills. Like this is my first time facing this kind of bills in my life.
Yeah.
So I know how difficult it is to survive here and everything, but you should not keep your dream aside to go build someone else's dream.
Yeah.
Because that job you're going to actually go and service every day is someone else's dream, and you're keeping yourself aside to go and build that. So don't always only take a job if you need to pay bills. And while at it, make sure you're only going to be paying those bills and also use your time to work for yourself. I mean, it's a very stupid idea. It's a very weird idea because you can go broke. But for me, I see nothing wrong in going broke for a moment just to build yourself. But I just want to say that just always remember that the best time to plant a tree is 15 years ago, because by now it would have grown and you would have had seeds, right?
Yeah.
But then the next best time is right now, right? So I understand the whole extra pressure that has to come with every other thing, but I mean, you have to do what you have to do to survive. But for people that have not actually gotten to that pressure stage, they can actually take advantage of the moment.
Yes.
But for the people that have actually gotten to that stage, they should still understand that no matter whatever they're going through right now, there is always that breakthrough point where you just see and be like, oh yes, thank God. As long as you're putting in effort. It's only when you remove effort, life becomes useless.
Yeah.
That's why the very wealthy people commit suicide on their own. Because there's no longer, everything is sorted. Yeah. So life is boring when it gets to that stage. Trust me, the fun of life is when you're hustling.
When you're hungry for something and you're still chasing it. It's just like keeping love alive in a relationship, right? People get bored. You've had it. You've been there. You've done that. How are you going to keep each other interested? How are you going to keep up with yourself, your body, your attraction, what you're doing? How is that person still going to be attracted to you in the same way 20 years later?
Let me tell you something.
Tell me.
So there's something my dad always say. He'll be like, I used to say this a lot. I've said it to almost a lot of people. So he used to say, he'll be like, I know, like, as a young guy right now, I know we all want to get married to an angel. Yeah. For sure. We want our wife to be the best and everything. But we should also remember that angels don't exist in hell, right? Yeah. So if you need an angel, you have to build a heaven first.
Amen to that.
You know? So,
it's true.
Yeah, so actually at a young age, focus on building your heaven.
Yes.
Because that's the only place an angel you can get an angel right now and lose the angel because you have hell.
Yeah.
Or you're living in hell, you know? So building yourself is very key. That's me, man. Yeah. If you must have a girl just to keep yourself, like sane and everything, it's okay. But like don't overstep. Don't promise things you can keep, don't try to force yourself into things,
And I think having safe sex is really important, because if you just have a girl and she's cool and everybody's cool, but she ends up pregnant, then there's like, is she gonna be the type that helps you and says, okay, well, we're not ready for a baby, so I'll just have an abortion? Or is she, well, my body, my choice, and I'm keeping this whether you want it or... That gets really nasty really quick.
It boils down to what conversation you want to have before you keep someone. You don't just randomly love someone. You don't just randomly keep someone. You don't just randomly be with someone. But you can
randomly get someone pregnant if you have random sex and if you are not careful with who you're actually sharing yourself with.
No, it means when you end up in that situation, it means you were not you were not being careful enough. Because I don't think a man that knows what he wants. For me, since I was like, I've been alive for so long, right? I've seen a lot of things, and I realized that anything you do today, I say, oh, I didn't know when I did it. No, you knew. You had a choice not to, but you just wanted to. So for me, I've not actually been in that situation where I got the girl pregnant, but I've dated many people, right? Yeah. So it's actually about you yourself. Are you in control of yourself and your life and your mind and your energy, everything? If you're in control of it, I don't think there is a room for such error,
When you hook up with people, one thing I tell people is, like, if you're going to get to know somebody and date them, you should try to get their childhood story. So have you ever, because you're like a storyteller, you like stories, have you ever felt the need to learn about a woman by knowing her childhood? Or do you meet people and you can like tell, or you can feel things about them?
I'm very high on energy, right?
Okay.
You can have a messy childhood and did your homework, cleansing and everything, and you're good.
Yeah.
So I want to know your childhood. If you want to tell me, it's not a priority for me. It's not a mandatory for me. But if you want to share the topic, it's fine. Just for me to understand, it's okay.
Yeah.
I encourage that. But if you don't have to, it's still okay. Because I see you from who you show me you are. If someone else tell me, oh, that person is a bad person. She used to be a slut. She used to be this. She used to be that. I mean, she's not been that to me, so I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah.
So if she is one, she will show me she is one, then I'll believe her for what she said. I work best in believing people. Yeah. So I don't really care about your story that much.
I do believe that actions speak louder than words. And I think you're right. What I was referring to more is that when you find yourself in a situation with a person and you're like, why are you like this? I don't understand this. Why are you doing this? Having a person's backstory will answer those questions. So if you meet a person that seems to be emotionally intelligent and emotionally stable, they could have went through anything. They're good now because they've healed themselves and they know how to handle whatever situation's in front of them. But when you have people that are like firecrackers and drama and like just people you don't understand, why are you acting like this?
Then it's not their childhood, it's them.
But
like it's not their backstory, it's them.
You don't think it's because of their childhood? People act today like most people need to heal today because of their childhood.
I mean, we can put the blames on wherever we feel like comfortable enough to put the blames on. Because anybody is okay blaming anything for anything. Like I can just wake up in the morning and my tummy is like rumbling. I'll be like, oh, it's because of the thing I ate last night. I don't even know for sure if it is or not, right?
Right.
So that's how when people act some kind of way, you'll be like, maybe it's their backstory. I know you have I do have a backstory too, but I know for sure that I don't act according to my backstory. My backstory is different from who I am today. I see myself the way I see people. So if I see you, you can only show me who you are today. I want to believe you for who you are today. Because you had the choice to tear your old page, bring a new page and start writing a new information. So whatever story of yourself you've written that you're acting on today, that's what I want to know.
Yeah.
So if you tell me I'm no longer that person, I am now this person, and you showing me that you're that previous person, then you're not this new person.
Then you know.
So I'll just take you for who you are. I'll be like, yeah, I seen it.
Yeah.
You tell me you're not, but you are, so it's okay. But for me, I will not have to choose. Like, you have to give me the right to choose if I want to keep staying there. I just want to take a walk.
Yeah.
Because at that point, the ball is now on my court.
Yeah.
Because you're not keeping up to your own side of the bargain. You told me that you're only going to be wearing black until you're wearing red. So you've broken the contract. So now we have to sign a new contract, The new contract, blue. I have to read it and see the things you're promising me that you're going to be doing new. Yeah. And then I'm going to give you time to do those things. If you don't still do them, I'm just going to call you again. Hello, you're not following the contract. What's going on? And not literally contract per se, but like mentally, unspoken words.
Yeah. That does bring me to my next question as to how you will describe your life story, which you said was a combination of vision, resilience, sacrifice, and constant reinvention.
Yes. So my backstory, I came from a city in Nigeria called Enugu State. Okay. That's where I grew up. Although I was born in Lagos, we moved to the north, then we came back to the east. Nigeria, that was where I grew up, and then I went back to Lagos to do business before I came to Canada. So in those moments, I've had my down times, like drawdown times. I've had my best times, So, but one of the things that highlights so much for me, that made me actually make sacrifices at this stage of my life and also trying to make difference, is when I was into the film industry for the first time. I had the gatekeepers of the industry, the people that wouldn't want you to, they won't have you access to what they know how to do, Mm-hmm. So I forced my way into the industry without any mentor, without anybody in the front, without having to talk to people or to beg people for my way in and everything. So because I saw how difficult it was for me, I almost gave up. But I know I have the spirit, and I know I'm better than so many people that are actually acting up and everything. So I held that particular energy, and I penetrated them, and I made them understand that I'm actually better than what you do, and I will prove it to you. And I proved it to them.
Good for
and
you.
They are back in my DM asking me for a position in a job like in my film, which is amazing, because for me it's like a mission accomplished, right? Yes. But then one thing I did to sacrifice for my younger self that got to this point is I created an NGO in Nigeria And
An
the
NGO?
yes,
What is that?
in Nigeria, like non-governmental organization.
Okay.
Yeah, in Nigeria.
Okay.
And the NGO is specifically focused on helping young people that have the creative mindset to be in the creative industry.
Oh, that's so sweet. That's exactly like my producer.
I have about 700 students.
Wow.
Yes.
And
not
you still
just
work
student-
with them
not-
today?
Of course, yeah.
And so when you say an NGO, that means it's like almost like charity work, right?
Yes, charity work, yes.
Right.
So
That's
every month
beautiful.
we do like workshops, we do random things, we do events, we go for sports, we go for random things, you know.
You do this with your community here or back
No,
home?
back home.
Back home. And
Yeah.
you're doing this on Zoom with them?
So I have a team. I have like a manager that handles that department.
Okay.
So that is my own way of giving back. I'm not making any
That's
dime
so
from it,
beautiful.
but like I feel like I didn't have that safe space.
And you're
So even
creating
while
that
growing
space
up,
for people back home.
Yes. So
Bless
even
your
while
soul.
while growing up, I had a challenge. My biggest challenge then was that I'll go for a job for
Yeah.
people and then they don't get me paid. And then I have to wait for long time, and at the end of the day I don't even get my full pay. And I don't know who to talk to because I don't have a mentor. Everybody is acting up. If I talk to this person do want to talk to that person just because they don't want to paint themselves bad. They don't want to be in the black book.
Politics.
Thank you very much. So me, I don't care about all this bullshit. You know, I hated those things. But right now, anybody that owes any of my person that goes for a job and doesn't get paid, I'm suing your ass 100%. I'm not getting a dime from the money you're going to pay that person, but you have to pay because you guys did it to me and I wouldn't let you do it to them.
That's so
You
beautiful.
know, so
that
that's
you're
what we've been
creating
working
that
on,
safe
and we've
space.
actually been achieving it, right? Even back home, sometimes you be on a production and then you make a mistake and then someone just hits you from nowhere, like a director can just slap you or something.
They will hit you?
Yo, it has always happened, and you're not going to say shit. The reason because you don't want them to blacklist you, because whatever you say will be used against you in the next production. Nobody want to call you because you talk to the director some kind of way. Nobody want to call you because, and they don't even feed them nicely when they're production. So those are the things we're actually working to put an end to, and we've achieved a lot.
Yeah.
Because we're getting more people coming to the organization, more like an immunity that that holds them to not to get into those mess, you know.
It's like welcome to the Epstein files in Nigeria.
Yeah, I'm the Michael Jackson of the Epstein.
Right?
Yes. So that's one of my biggest sacrifice, you know. But we're still moving. I'm just one thing with me is I'm always ready to sacrifice something because I believe that's what everything comes in sacrifices. How much your love can last depend on how much you're willing to sacrifice.
And put into it.
How much money you can make depend on how much time you're willing to sacrifice.
Yes.
So everything depends on sacrifice. So I'm very open to sacrificing more and more and more because my mission on this earth is to make $1 million every day of my life.
Good for you.
Every day I open my eyes, I
hope
need to
that
see $1
comes
million in
true
my
for you.
account. Yes.
Yeah.
It should.
You said something really interesting here, and I wanted to comment on that. You said, over time, I realized filmmaking for me is more than entertainment. It's a way to document emotions, expose uncomfortable truths, preserve culture, and connect people through shared human experiences. And there's a really, really big problem with sharing uncomfortable truths, right?
Yes.
Like, we don't want to get too conspiratorial, but if you know the DJ Avicii,
Okay.
you know, I think when you get to certain levels in this world, you're exposed to very, very uncomfortable truths, right?
For sure.
This is the Epstein files, right? When you try to expose those truths, your life becomes dangerous, you know? People can take you out because you can damage a lot of people's incomes and lifestyles by exposing the truth. And so, as we all know, human trafficking and pedophilia, this is the biggest business on earth. And DJ Avicii, bless his soul, he tried to expose that, and he made an incredible music video literally displaying how rich people move humans around and buy them. And he was I think he said that, I think it was that he overdosed or killed himself after that. But I mean, that's what they do. They set people up to make them look that way. Do you have any fear around that? Have you thought about that? Or do you feel like the work that you're doing is not really threatening?
So one thing I would say on this one is that we only get to die once, right?
Well, we don't know that for sure.
And we don't really actually die. We just transition.
Yeah.
So for me, I would say that I've never ever been worried about conspiracy.
Okay.
Never ever. And the reason is that I grew up in such a way that I was designed to be very honest to my path, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if me, I've made a movie on a pedophile.
Oh, did you?
I have, yes.
I have to see that.
But guess what the pedophile is about? It's not just the regular say no to rape against women that we all know. I did a movie about male child molestation. Young boy that lost his mom and he had to move in with his mom's younger sister who molested him sexually so many times, even got paid by her friends to molest the boy as well. Got paid by even like the politicians to also molest the boy as well. So the boy is like a source of income for her while she's living her life and having a good time.
That is
So the boy grew up to become impotent. And it was because of a sexually transmitted disease that was infected in him when he was a child. And then he grew up to become impotent. So now he had to go back to revisit his past and he killed his aunt in the process. So I've told stories, deep stories like that. Then I've also told stories about race. I have 2 of my films that should be premiering in TIFF this year by the grace of God. And the films are about, the first one is about being black in the white community. Mm-hmm. And that's like a black guy in the 80s that he has a ranch. And as a black guy, having a ranch in the 80s is like, who the fuck are you,
Yeah.
And
how'd you get that kind of thing?
Exactly. All odds will be against you just by you being in that position. So the movie is about the guy. He lost his wife to like a police, like Happy Trigger police guy. And then he lost his daughter because she was hit by a drunk white driver and everything, and he didn't still get justice in court. Oh. So the day after 8 years of going back and forth, he took the laws into his hands and he killed the guy in his ranch.
Wow.
Yes. So that's like, yeah.
I want to say good for him.
Then I did another film again about this young boy who was returning from the Walmart, from where his mom sent him to go. On his way back, he found someone bleeding to death on the floor. He tried to help the person. There is the police people picked him up, took him in. That he was he became a major suspect. And at the end of the day, it was one of the police guys that committed the crime. But then they want to paint this young boy because as long as you're black and you're young,
that's happening.
You don't have anything
every
to say.
day.
Exactly. So it was so easy to pin it on him. And at the end of the day, the person that bleeded and died actually revived. Like.
Oh, and so he didn't die.
So at the end of the day, he didn't die. So now the guy is free, and now we have to find who the person is, who the killer is, because the motherfucker is awake.
Yeah.
So that's another story. So these are my kind of stories, right? And then I have more coming up soon, and the one that's coming up soon is also, but there are just a lot of them, right? So I mean, for me, if I see story that I want to tell, and pedophile is one story I cannot stop telling. I'm going to tell more and more of that story because I can't understand that shit. You see the adults, everybody, you have a wife probably, or you have girlfriends probably, and then a little child is just what you want. Yo.
Can I give you a perspective?
Please do that.
I watched a couple documentaries on it because I've also tried to wrap my mind around it. You usually find men that are the pedophiles and that women that will bring the children in for some reason. It's rare that you find women.
There's a lot.
Is there?
Ooh.
So this documentary specified men mostly, but what I want to give you the idea of, Epstein was also in an interview where one of his victims talked about he didn't have a very big tool, right? Mm-hmm. And so when you look at people who are labeled as pedophiles, how confident are they in their performance? I think the majority of men that have deep issues with pedophilia may be people who realized at a specific age that they
can satisfy a woman.
They would never satisfy a woman. Children don't know any better. Nonetheless, children are tiny, right? So maybe it like fits better or something. But when I heard that in the Epstein thing, he got so pissed off in that interview because the cop was interrogating him and trying to get him to talk about things. And he said, well, she did mention that you don't have a very big thing, and I'm not trying to be nasty. I'm not trying to put men down. I'm not talking about, that. But I think that the majority of pedophiles have like a millimeter Peter, to the point that it's a psychological problem since they were like younger. People know it's a perspective, and I think it's probably valid.
So there is this side, and then the another side is from the perspective of men are mostly in the media out there being the pedophiles every day, because we see so many things coming out every day.
Okay.
Pedophiles, men, this and that. 100%. There are like men or young kids, young male child have always every day survived waking up in the morning. Why I said so is because as a boy, as a male child, you're open to a man raping you. You're open to a woman raping you. Anything at all. Anything. As long as you're a male child, you're open for everything. And me, the way I grew up, I have this like friends of mine. We're all going to the same school. So anytime we return back from school, we always stay in this like a school teacher's house that is just directly upstairs above us, because our parents are not back from work, so I have to stay somewhere to wait.
Oh.
Like as of like during like
Yeah,
2004,
like an
2003.
aftercare thing. Yeah.
So we stayed there for a bit, and then at some point, our parents now felt comfortable with we staying there. They now started putting our clothes, like changing clothes in our bags, because the woman goes as far as baiting us and
Beating you?
Yeah, no, like
Oh,
shower
bathing.
us, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then
like
prep us
feed
for-
you, bathe you.
Exactly.
Okay.
So and then we always thought that this is a teacher, right? So she's teaching us how to be responsible.
Yeah.
And then when she takes us, we realize that she doesn't beat all of us at the same time. I'm just realizing why when I became of age, right?
Yeah.
She doesn't beat all of us at the same time. She beats us one after the other. And when it gets to each of, like, for example, me, for instance, like my turn, when it gets to my turn, she will use the baiting sponge, like
Your chest.
like on my chest,
Yeah.
and give it to me to rub on hers. I will take it, I'll rub on hers. She will take mine,
At
she
what
will rub
age
on mine.
was this?
I was 10.
And she would give you the soap for you to...
She will wash me first and give me to do exactly what she did. She's a teacher. Do you know the
That
psychological
is like
impact?
a
She's a teacher.
pedophile.
She's a teacher. So whatever she does, we see that she's teaching us how to be nice, how to know what we're doing. You feel me?
Yeah.
So then she'll wash my.
And then get you to wash her.
Yes, exactly. So we keep doing that all that, and then
you don't know any better,
And then she
'cause-
will touch us like in a different way that we don't even understand, and then she will make it as a joke, and then we laugh and everything.
And you don't understand.
So that's why I say, so many men. I would say 87% of young boys I know today did not have their first sex as a consented sex. It was always a deceitful sex. They were deceived into thinking it's okay
And
to
that's
do
by
it.
a woman.
100%.
I've
House
just
helps,
never heard...
aunties, all these people you see around, even your neighbors, all these women. So it's just because our attention is on one other side.
Yeah.
So we're protecting our female child, which I love so much, because when I give birth to a female child, I don't have to worry about a lot of things. I just have to play my part as a dad, right? So many agencies are watching after them. My male child does not have any protection. If you search your phone right now, type male child defense agency or something like that, you'll never see any male child, anyone that is specifically for male child. And you cannot tell me, oh, it's for mothers and children. No. When you say mothers and children, they are not, the sex is different, right? There's a male child, there's a female child. So when you say mother and children, which means these are people that know a lot about the psychological impact of a feminine people that got in the messy situation like rape and stuff. They know about feminine psychological impact, and the masculine impact is not the same.
No.
We live in our mind as a man, right? So most of our things we go through, we put it inside our head and just lock it up there because we don't want to feel like a weak person. But women have no obstruction being vulnerable. They are okay to just be vulnerable and speak out, like speak up. So the reason why we hear about the men more than the women is because the men don't speak.
Yeah.
But the women have a very safe space to speak, which I love so much, because I want to have a daughter that will be free from all this bullshit. So it's beautiful. I support that 100%. But I would never stand for saying no to rape against women. You cannot tell me that.
Yeah.
I want to stand with say no to rape against humans.
Yes.
No, I've seen
all
men
lives
that got
matter.
beat up by women. So, but
That's not right either. Of course not.
Not balancing it doesn't even make any sense to me.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't want to like talk about a pedophile and talk about a specific gender, because there are also, I don't want to mention names, but there are so many orphanage homes back in Africa that only take men, like boys, like male child. Do you know what they do with those male child? They send them to different places and they make money. People contribute to the NGO. They use those kids to say thank you. So many things are happening in the world, and we're not seeing it because we're not paying attention to those details. We're only focusing on one other side.
This is literally what DJ
Epstein
Viche put in
file
that
is just
video.
one.
Yeah, I know.
Out
and
of
there's
many.
so many.
Exactly. And in the Epstein file, there was no place that they said is only female children. It's a mix of everybody.
Yeah, it is. They went to Romania.
That,
they took kids out of Romania. They go to every country.
Exactly.
I used to question when I was a little girl and I moved to Canada. Okay, so no. I moved to Canada when I was 1. As I grew up, when I was 8, we went back to Romania. And I used to question, why do I come from a poor country? Like, why are the people in Canada where they are? Why don't the people in Canada help the people in Romania? Why doesn't Canada want to help Romania be a better country?
Yeah.
Right? And as a child, you don't really realize this. And now, growing up, we know why. You know, I used to have all these questions that even revolved around religion, which I know my response on religion caught your attention a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I used to ask these questions to like priests and people, and they can't answer my questions. And that's why I like...
Religious questions?
Pardon?
Religious questions?
Well, I would ask certain questions about life and creation and why things are happening, and they can't answer it. They just give you
They don't have the answer.
Pardon?
They don't have the answer.
They don't have the answer. And that's when I knew that you are not what you say you are. And coming to church is kind of like a fraud. So like, for an example, my father was an abusive alcoholic, right? We would go to church and hello, father, hello, brother, hello, sir. Oh, God bless you.
Yeah.
You know, he's getting all this love and respect.
Yeah.
But my mom's telling me, you better be good because God's going to see you and you're going to get punished. And I'm like, doesn't God see our dad? Doesn't nobody see our dad? How come he's not getting punished? Why are you telling me I'm going to get punished? And so when I would ask the priest about certain things, they didn't have an answer because you're a kid and they're not going to have real conversations with you. But that is what opened up my mind to realize that the house of God is not the house of God, and it's just where people gather.
No, I feel you. I feel 100%. So for me, where I'm coming from is we also have the same, questions too. Like, why do some countries have it nicely and some doesn't?
Yeah,
that's because they
need that structure.
There's a structure that says first world countries and third world countries. It has to remain that way for the world to actually be run properly.
And that was one of the foundations of my questions. Why do I come from a poor country and now I'm living in a better country? And it is because they need workers, right? You need people that come to this country that accept crappy jobs that other people don't want to do.
Yeah.
But also people need to be able to disappear. And to be fair, people go missing in Canada all the time, but not at the rate that people go missing in Africa, in India, in parts of Europe. Like, people literally can just disappear and nobody knows.
That's because we think that slavery has ended. It has not ended.
Intelligent people don't think that slavery has ended, but the average person probably does.
We always think it has ended, but it hasn't. And the whole world is seeking. Do you know the only way for you to make the people of this country to leave their country and come to your country and become slaves and work jobs and everything is by destroying their country.
Yeah.
The biggest kingdom in Africa, if not one of the biggest, like, kingdom aside. I know Rome is actually very, very big empire, but like there's a kingdom called the Benin Kingdom.
Okay.
In Nigeria. The Benin Kingdom, before the walls of China, the Benin Kingdom has walls longer than the walls of China. Really? That protected the palace, yes. That's where all the artifacts you see that was gotten from Africa, 80% of them is from Benin Kingdom. They raided the whole kingdom down. They looted every single thing there. Yeah. So you see that they are now apologizing to blacks that now blacks have immunity. Yo, don't say those words if you don't return what you stole. Mm-hmm. You came to my house, you stole my car, you stole my money, you stole my documents, you stole my goods, you killed my kids, and you're just gonna come out on the TV and say sorry. I mean, it kind of is. You have to return the things you can return. Let me just mourn the ones you cannot return. I mean, I lost lives, but let's just assume you return them and you're really sorry. But you didn't return shit and you say, anyway, that's a story for another day. But what they gave us to work with is religion. They took everything and gave us religion. They're actually worried about not going to hellfire more than they're worried about being good people.
oh, I can get into this.
The people, almost everybody, all these Africans and everywhere in the world, actually, most people, they are not nice to you because they want to be nice to you. If you have a choice, they will take your life. So they are just doing what they ask them to do, and I think, I appreciate religion for that. Without religion, the people would just be oh shit! You don't want to know what will happen. Anybody that actually gets awakeness can actually be awake and come into the light. But since you want to still remain where you are, it's okay. So respect your religion and don't cause any trouble, because you will cause trouble if you don't respect your religion. So religion was just given to them to control them. Because during the time of slavery,
I love that you know that.
They usually whip them in the farm when they don't do the job right. They beat them, they under the sun, they hang them on the trees and everything. But at the end of the day, you call them under a tree and be reading them the Bible about the truth. Do you know how hard it was for a regular Nigerian man to get a visa to US? Do you know how difficult it is?
Yeah.
But then you want to tell me that the visa to USA is more harder than the visa to heaven. Does that even make any sense? You gave me heaven for free, but you cannot give me visa to your country for free.
That's crazy.
Tell me something about what am I not getting?
Yeah.
Because if you cannot share your country with me, if you look at me and call me the N-word, you're like, you cannot share your country with me, but you can share heaven with me.
Wow.
Heaven where you say there's a paradise. I don't believe in your paradise, bro.
Wow.
Yeah, because you're obviously deceiving me. It's a clear deceptive effort. Do I believe in what you believe? Do I believe that there was a being on earth called Jesus? No, I don't believe there was anybody called Jesus, but I believe there's a man called Yeshua.
Yeah.
And the man called Yeshua was born into the world of sin. He tried his possible best to stay away from sin, which he wasn't very 100% staying away from, because he did disobey his parent at some point, which was a sin in the Bible. But people will be like, oh, he's born of no sin. I don't believe you. He had sins, right? But he was able. His father Joseph is a very short, long story anyway. He's like,
oh, you just talk your heart out.
His father Joseph, before Yeshua was born, they announced that there is a man that is going to be born, and that man is going to actually, heal the world and challenge authorities and everything. So before his birth was when the king Herod started looking for him to kill whoever is going to give birth to him. He went house by house to search for anybody that is pregnant to kill them, because he doesn't want that person to come, because there's a prophecy that says that somebody that will challenge authority is going to come. So now, when he came through Mary. And then Mary had a fiancé that she was betrothed to, which is Joseph. So because of that particular psychological warfare, Joseph had to protect his family. He moved them from country to country, from city to city. They were hiding in different... Yeshua was born in a sheep manger, like where they keep animals. Okay. That was where he was born. So now, after his birth, they started killing all the male child that was born, killed every child that was born. Because they broke the news that the child has been born.
And did that message come from God, or where did that message come from?
It's human beings doing what they know how to do best, actually.
But who would have known that this child was going to be born? How do you have that intelligence? Who had that?
So there are people they call like prophets. They were already announcing that someone like that is going to come, but nobody knows where and how he was going to come.
Interesting.
Right?
Yeah.
So they killed all the the born child of that particular day. Joseph ran away. So throughout this process, Joseph now transformed, now moved Jesus, Yeshua, moved him to Africa to go and learn spirituality.
Yeah.
He went to Kenya. People will not tell you this side of the story, but that's a fact. He went to Kenya, learned the African way of spirituality, came back to his community when he was 30 years old, started his ministry, and died at 33 because they saw that this guy knows more than he is supposed to know. They found him, killed him, and proceeded. But then where they now got it wrong is that the Bible now said, that after they killed him, that his blood now seeped into the earth and caused earthquake. Now the people that killed him now realize, truly, truly, we have killed the Son of God. So when you realize that you've killed the Son of God, if this is not just an emotional blackmail kind of story, if you realize that you've killed the Son of God, the Bible has it that they went ahead to also kill the apostles in different horrible ways. Okay. So when you realize that you've killed a man of God, why did you still go and kill the apostles? But you will see Hollywood movies where someone has a secret information, right? the CIA is looking for him to kill him. When they find him, they kill him. They have to kill every other person that knows about that information to keep it safe so that they can change the narrative.
Yeah.
That was what they did.
Yep.
They killed him, found his apostles, killed everybody just because they don't want a witness.
Yeah.
So why don't you let the apostles to go into the world and preach the gospel so we can hear it from the horse's mouth? But you killed the horses. So there's no horse's mouth to hear from. So now you're free to maneuver and squeeze out. Now we're respecting this book that we say is the word of God.
Full of lies.
Yo, come on now. And the funny thing is that like Christianity as a religion started from the Middle East. No, the Middle East had it first before it went to before Africa, before Europe. The person that brought it to Africa was Queen Sheba. When she went to visit Solomon, King Solomon, and she was leaving, and then King Solomon had nothing to offer her. She was like he said that I would have offered you gold, but you have more gold than I am. I would have offered you silver, but you have more silver than I am. So what can I offer you that you don't have? He now said, okay, I'll give you a piece of the scripture.
Oh.
He went to his room, brought scrolls, and handed it over to Queen Sheba. So she took it to Ethiopia, which is Africa.
Yes.
So
and
from
Ethiopia is the first country listed in the Bible.
That was when the colonial masters started going to Africa to go and pick them up. So they are trying to pick everything up one after the other. That's their mission. It's a part of their mission. They say we're going to missionary job in Africa. In Africa, it's a lie. You're coming there to steal, to take something because you've changed the information. You don't want us to have access to the main information. During the time of slave trading, if you learned how to read and write, they will kill you. Why? Because as of that time, they have so many informations littered all over the world.
Yeah.
They don't want you to learn how to read them.
That's right.
Simple and short.
Yeah.
So if you want to teach me religion, you want to be the person reading it to me. If I learned how to read that same scripture, you will kill me. Why do you care about where Jesus walked when Jesus taught you to be like him?
Yeah.
Like he taught you that you can be the Jesus. You are the person. You have a Christ-like mood in you. You just have to activate it. You just have to know, recognize it, and it becomes
Christ
active.
Consciousness.
So when you're talking about, oh, Jesus did not teach you to pray to him. He taught you to pray to God. Yeah. And then when you start praying, he never said kneel down, do like this, and close your eyes. All those things were fictionized by humans.
All that came from the Roman Empire, I think. Exactly. It all came from control.
Because we are begging. When you kneel down and be like this, Father, Lord, please. You don't say please. He said, ask and you shall receive. He never said beg and you shall receive. And then he also said, whatever you bind on earth shall be bound in heaven, which totally give you authority over heaven. By that statement alone that he said, he's giving you 100% authority over heaven. He said, you decide it here on earth and the heaven will follow.
Yeah, the kingdom of heaven is within you.
So why are you begging heaven to do it for you?
Yeah.
Fucking do this shit yourself. Do it and let the heavens just walk with you on it. You are the main person here.
Listen, the most powerful thing that you said to me today is, how are you going to tell me that you won't want me in your country, but you're going to allow me into your heaven? That changed my life, man. I'm never going to stop saying that. Like, how do people not see that? That's a crazy perspective.
And the fact that they give you this thing for free, we don't even have to pay for Bible, but we have to pay for visa application.
Yeah.
That's not good. I mean, if documentation is the reason why it has to take me time to get to your country, then can I do documentation for free? No, I can't. But I can get a free Bible. Yes, I can.
Yeah. The most printed book and rewritten book in the whole world.
And one thing about the Bible is a very wisdom book. But the wisdom are hidden in numbers.
That's right.
Just like your ATM machine. If you go to an ATM machine, you want to get cash, right?
Yeah.
You put your ATM card in it. You see the number panel. Because you see number 1 to 10 does not mean that the pin to that card is 1 to 10. You only need 4 numbers to get your money there, right? So now, what's the number combination? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, you have to know the number to be able to get it right, to be able to get money out of it, right?
Yeah.
That's how the Bible is. The Bible is a book. It never said read from Genesis to Revelation. Yeah. It's a book of wisdom. You need to go and maybe you need to read the book of Deuteronomy, pick up chapter 2 from there, and then go to Genesis, pick chapter 4, and then go to Matthew, pick chapter 2. Maybe that's the only time you can be able to have an answer to your problem.
I think that's why they made it hidden. So confusing.
Yes. Yeah. It's actually it's the truth that has so many lies hidden in it. You
just say that again one more time.
It's the truth with so many lies hidden underneath. Yes. So you just have to decode it. That's why the Bible is. Do you think that there was anything like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10 in the back in the days then? There is none. What they actually do is that they just move with life. But right now they put numbers in it.
Yeah.
Those numbers are code. You can actually literally just write a Bible without telling me chapter 1 verse. No, just tell me chapter 1. Write all the story under the chapter 1. Go to chapter 2. Write all the story. Why do you have to do chapter 1 verse 4 verse 4?
Confuse the person.
Because you don't need all the information. You only need chapter 1, maybe verse 8. Maybe that's all you need. But they just want to write everything there. So you just have so much knowledge, so much information in your mind without no single knowledge.
So you've read the Bible?
I've read even the Quran.
Wow.
I've read so many books.
I feel like we also need another
I've read
podcast
a lot of things.
with you. Yeah.
Right. I've read too much things to just be confined in one. No.
And so I'm assuming you read the Ethiopian Bible? Or like how do you feel about that version?
I have not actually read it word for word.
Okay.
But I just know that the idea of religion is just not it.
Yeah.
Because I know something they call, maybe I might be wrong, but there's something they call a legion. Legion is like group of formidable soldiers, soldiers that are
organized,
strong, organized, coming together like unity. That's legion.
Yeah.
So religion,
is just
scattering.
It's like control,
break and conquer.
Yeah,
that's religion.
Yeah.
So now they come into your family. Your family without religion, that's supposed to be unity. But now when you choose a side, another person chooses a side, another person chooses a side, do you think there's still be a legion of family? No. Everybody is divided.
No, like you said,
so religion.
Parents are willing to throw their kids to the side because you don't want to go to church, because you don't want Christ, you don't want religion.
Anytime you denounce Christianity or Islam or any religion that you're practicing, your family would automatically see you as a failure.
That's disgusting.
Like their mindset of you will change.
Yeah, it's all these things that we're talking about. I realized as a young child that religion is a scam and that these people are some of actually...
It's a receipt. It's called a receipt. I call it a receipt. Like they give you receipts. They come to you to steal from you and give you a receipt for what they stole. Yeah. The receipt is the Bible. What's when you bring a receipt, you're going to see the company name. You're going to see the numbers, the amount. You're going to see the total, how much you get, how much you lost, or how much you made. Same thing in the Bible. When you bring the Bible, they'll promise you, there's a mansion for you in heaven. There is a Ferrari.
God.
You have to do the right thing so that God will not be upset with you. You are preaching to me about a God that will be upset with me for not knowing what to do. And this God is supposed to be all-knowing. So when he created me, he's not supposed to know that I'm going to sin and actually remove the sin from me.
That's right.
He's not supposed to know that I'm going to be a bad person and just stop me from being a bad person.
Yeah.
Do I have... So which means if he's an all-knowing person and I still go ahead to sin, it means that I have more control over me than he has.
Yeah.
So why am I begging him to do something for me? Do you understand? But the actual idea about God is not an existing something somewhere that is waiting for me to do the bad thing to punish me. No, He's not that person. Yeah. God is this air I'm breathing today. Yeah. When the Bible said God is everywhere, what is one element in the world that is everywhere?
Air. Light.
Air, actually. Yeah. Light comes and goes.
Yeah.
But then light is what actually stands for peace and unity and everything. But air, even in the deepest darkness, air is there. So what gives you consciousness? Air. When you give birth to a child and the child does not breathe, what does it mean? The child is dead. When the child breathes, what does it mean? He has life. They said when God made humans, he breathed in the air of life into their lungs. That was the first thing he did. When you and I, we are the God the Bible is talking about. But they don't realize that a man and a woman combine energy to give birth to a child. A child is as a result of an energy.
The perfect matrimony.
Of an energy. It's actually an energy combination that gave birth to this child. Now, the child is in the world right now. Don't you think that you and I, we created this child? Because without us coming together, this child will not be here. So we created this child. Yeah. We are like a God figure.
Here you are. You're the creator.
Now the Bible now said God now breathed in air of life into their lungs. The first air the child breathes right there in the hospital is God. You can give birth to a stone. God as an air will bring him to life. What you give birth to is just a thing. Until it has life in it, then that's a human being. So God is consciousness, not someone that is waiting for us somewhere to go and punish us for doing the wrong things. No.
I think the craziest thing that a religious person will say and believe is that God kills, God judges, and God punishes.
That is a religious God.
That is
And they say God is a jealous God.
God is a jealous
But
God.
then jealousy is a sin. Perfect being that actually goes ahead to sin.
Yeah.
He said jealousy is a sin in the Bible.
Constantly.
And then God is a jealous God.
Yep.
You're confusing my life.
Yeah.
What's
It's
going
so
on?
retarded. And I try to not use that word as I've told you, but that is, you're not thinking about what you're saying. So you're telling me that if I'm jealous and if I kill and if I judge and I punish people, I may go to hell. So the highest vibration of love, God, does these things to his own creations.
My dad will not put me in a fire for doing something right and wrong. And if God love supersedes my dad's love for me, then I don't think he's right by putting me in hell for doing. This is my first time being alive, man.
And imagine you're being judged off of one life. You don't even get to live multiple lives where you're rich and you're poor, you're skinny and you're fat, you're strong and you're just that's it. One life.
I'm a bad person because I'm poor.
Yeah.
So maybe you can try me with riches. I might be different, right?
Exactly.
So give me a different chance. Don't just give me one chance. I just take my life. that's it. No.
But that's if you don't believe in reincarnation. There's people. This is what I'm saying. Like the people who
religion don't believe in reincarnation. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you're going to tell me that your God is so intelligent that he's going to punish me after one life? And that small group of experiences that I didn't even get to do because I didn't have millions of dollars. Oh my God. I could have been a better or a worse person.
I'll be so sad. I'll be so mad at him right now. Like if, oh my God, no.
Can you imagine?
No, I can't imagine. Actually,
it's just stupidity.
Life is just what it is. Yeah. Even I haven't heard a story that when they were actually there was these people that was actually building a tower to get to heaven.
Yeah.
In the Bible.
Babylon?
Is it Babylon?
They were building the tower.
Yeah,
to get to the Babel Tower.
Now,
the Tower of Babel, sorry.
Babel, yes. What did they say happened to them? That God struck them down because their tower is getting long. What do we have today happening? Private jet is going up the sky. They don't get struck down.
That's right.
So does that validate that story that was told in the Bible? Yeah. It invalidates it 100%. Yeah. When you cross a certain level in the atmosphere, you lose oxygen. So how high was this building? Mm-hmm. What machine did they use to move all those rocks and stones and all these things from the floor to get to that height, even if it was that high? And did they still have oxygen then? Then they said they struck them down and gave them language. If God struck down that kind of tower, he's going to kill everybody that lands on the floor.
These stories are just so silly.
Make it make sense, man.
They didn't have this type of intelligence and philosophy to ask questions to figure it out.
There would be an aeroplane in the sky today that I'm talking to you. That's why they made up that story.
Probably.
And people today still be in a plane, traveling to a different country and reading the Bible that says that people built a tower that got this high and God struck them down. And you believe in that shit? You are in the fucking sky. God has not struck you down yet. And he's not planning to. So does that even make any sense? No. And then they also told us that, that Jesus came to where they were doing buying and selling in front of the temple, and he chased everybody out and hid them and told them that there is no buying and selling in front of, like, my Father. Today, people buy stuffs in the church. And I'm supposed to come there and worship the same God that says there is no buying and selling in front of my Father. You guys are selling every day inside the church. Inside, not outside.
They're businessmen.
So there is nothing about religion that is good. I will just tell you that for free. There's nothing about religion that is good.
I agree 1,000%.
So many reasons for it not to be good. But when people go to school, they do their doctorate degrees, master's degrees, get all their degrees intact and everything. But once they walk into that door of church, they keep their brain somewhere else. You cannot tell me that you have master's degree and walk into that church and someone tell you this shit and you just come out and believe it.
Yeah.
With your master's degree. How did you pass your exams? Because you're stupid, man. So, I don't believe in those elements. I just believe in one love religion. Like it has to be one love.
Yes,
it has to be. I don't care where you're from. I don't care who you are. I don't care how you were made. I don't care who gave birth to you. I care none of those things. All I care about is who you want to become or who you are as of that time, and I'm experiencing you. So that's all that matters to me. If I go to Rome, I'll behave like the Romans. If I go to India, I'll follow them to their temple to go and see how they practice. Yeah. If I go to Brazil, I'll do the same thing. If I go to anywhere in the world, I'll do the same thing. Why? Because I believe that religion is a tradition. It's not a spiritual practice. It's a traditional practice.
Made by man.
It's globally accepted. That's just like how they have English language.
Yeah.
English language is globally accepted. Anywhere, at least major part of the world, they hear English.
Yeah.
Even if they don't, they know it's a global language. So
Yeah.
religion is one of those things, like
Yeah.
English language.
Yeah, it's a
But
global
religion is a
language.
religious language. Because when I go to Rome, I see Christians and we can relate because we understand the language. If I say Jesus, you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So that's a global tradition. So I respect tradition, but I don't want to ever think about it as a spiritual worship.
Yeah.
It's bullshit. It's not.
So knowing all these things that we've talked about,
Yeah.
through which lens would you say that you see the world?
From a neutral perspective, I let things play out in front of me. I don't force anything. And if I'm not that person to tell people what to believe or what not to believe. I can only tell you what I know, and it's left for you to decide. So I see the world from an observation perspective, like I'm just observing people and things and everything.
Yeah.
I will never tell you you're wrong. I'll never tell you you're right. I was just gonna keep watching you. You want to go left? Okay, all right, let's go. You want to go right? If I'm able to go right, okay, let's go. If I'm not able, I'll be like, yeah, see you later.
Yeah.
And that's it. So that's how I see life. I don't try to force anything.
Knowing all the things that you know, what does success and fulfillment look like for you?
The success to me is when I don't have to introduce myself anymore.
Okay.
When I just walk into his space, I'll be like, oh, you don't know this guy?
Yeah.
The guy that made those stuff. You know, remember that thing we saw
him.
yesterday? That's the guy. That's when I'll be like, yes, I'm successful. But when I'm fulfilled, currently I feel fulfilled because I feel like I'm living in my answered prayers. Yeah, because there was a time I have always wanted to be who I am today, and I'm that person.
Congratulations.
So, yeah, so fulfillment, every day I wake up from sleep, I'm fulfilled. Because waking up alone is enough fulfillment. There's something I saw somewhere, they'd be like, if I give you $10 million today,
yeah,
how will you see yourself? I'll be like, yeah, I'll say, be like, and you say thank you. I'll be like, yeah, I'll be so excited. I'll be so happy. Fine. So if I tell you, you're going to keep this $10 million, but you're not going to wake up tomorrow, will you return it to me or will you still keep it? And then you see the answer is, of course, you return it.
And then $10 million is nothing compared to
it
not
means
waking
that my
up.
life is more important than the $10 million.
Yeah.
So if I wake up tomorrow morning, I am $100 million richer. Do you understand what I mean?
I do.
Exactly.
I do, yeah.
So
I like that.
That's for me, like fulfillment is actually generally, every day of my life. I wake up feeling fulfilled, healthy, strong. I'm able to do, like, someone will look at me and be like, oh, bro, you rested too much. You're supposed to be outside. I'll be like, yeah, but the dead people want to be outside too, but they're not. So me, I'm alive, which means I have opportunity to choose whenever I want to be outside or not, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So I have time on my table. Don't worry. If I die, I go. That's it. For now, I just chill.
So what matters to you the most right now?
3 things. The people I love the most, the people that love me the most, and my career. Those are the 3 things that matters to me a lot.
Yeah, that is a beautiful answer. That's very authentic of you. And so you are building your legacy through storytelling and creating opportunity for others,
Yes.
and staying true to your voice, even in an industry that often pressures people to conform. And you value peace of mind, meaningful relationships, and continuous personal evolution as both an artist and a human being. You're so heart-filled. You really do represent a lot of love, but you also represent a lot of intelligence. And I think that it takes a very intelligent person to truly understand what it means to love fully and sometimes unconditionally.
Yeah.
Would you say that you have unconditional love? Because I struggle with that.
I mean,
It's a tough one.
as a man, you just have to, not that you have to, you're expected globally. You're generally expected to love everything unconditionally. But and also as a man, you can never be loved unconditionally. So
Because that will change your behavior?
We love people unconditionally, but we don't get loved unconditionally.
Oh, okay.
Because we get love on conditions. You cannot just want to get a wife and then your wife loves you unconditionally. That shit does not exist.
So this is what my perspective was.
Yeah.
But I've recently learned that having unconditional love doesn't mean that you're giving unconditional love. It actually means that you're just maintaining that vibration within yourself. So let's say that I meet somebody and they do something nasty to me. I'm not going to just give them my love unconditionally, but if I have unconditional love, I can deal with them, which means cutting them off in a way that is loving, which sounds like, well, that's conditional, right? They did something, but it's actually like just maintaining the vibration of unconditional love within yourself, which to me is like, that's different. That's not having unconditional love, but I guess what we're supposed to learn from that is just being unconditional love for yourself so that you're always emitting the love. So when somebody does you wrong, you cut them off, but you do it with love, not to completely destroy their spirit or their character or whatever. You just like remove them.
No, I don't remove them. I use them.
Oh.
Yes.
You use them how?
When someone do something wrong to me, I don't remove them. I search my mind.
That's powerful.
I look at them. I try to find out what use they can be to me. Because energy is expensive. You can't take my energy like that.
Interesting.
You can't mess with my energy like that.
Yes, that's like a mastermind manipulator. That's fantastic.
In my house, if I put on my lights, I get to pay for the bills, right?
Yeah.
That's energy. In my car, for me to put the engine on and drive to this place, that's energy. For me to pick up my phone and be on call with you for like 2 minutes, that's my energy. And it's not free, you know? So if you use my energy and you use it against me, you're going to pay for that shit. Maybe not directly, but somehow you got to pay.
You'll figure it out.
I'll figure it out. We're all good in different ways, right? Yeah. So I'll keep you.
Yeah.
You pay completely with interest before you will go by yourself. You will let yourself go by yourself. Yeah. They just have to pay back. It's not me being bad. It's just me taking what's mine, you know?
That's right.
It's just,
It's you playing their game.
Exactly. You want to play? Let's do it.
And that's what we are here to do. We're here to play.
So like I said, unconditional love, yes, until proven otherwise. I will love you unconditionally regardless. I don't care who they say, even if they say that you just finished robbing someone yesterday and you came to me as a friend, I will extend my hand of like a friendship to you. When you rob me, then we'll play.
Yeah. But you'll keep in mind like what you know and act accordingly, right? You're not ignorant.
In my culture, there's something they say, it means if you want to dine with the devil, you have to use a long spoon.
Holy.
Why? You need to stay very far away.
Oh my God.
And eat from the same plate. You don't stop eating because it's a devil. That devil is not going to be like, okay,
you just got to watch yourself.
Me. But when you sit, oh, hi, and you use the long spoon,
so
which means you can move your chair back a little bit. And if they ask you, be like, yeah, this is the only spoon I have. So that's how we deal with people like that. Yeah.
Well, your story has been amazing, and I have to thank you for giving me your time because I know your time is not free, but I do believe this was a good exchange of energy.
Of course.
And I'm so honored to have had the opportunity to speak with you and pick your mind. I feel like I want to invite you back to talk a little more about like religion.
I want to talk about religion actually.
Yeah. I would love to and then we can do a whole new framework that revolves around that because I love how you express yourself.
Yeah.
And I think we're in alignment a lot when it comes to religion, and that's rare. It's hard to find people like that. But I try to love and appreciate everybody. But like you said, some people I just eat with a longer spoon, because I don't want to necessarily sit at their table, but sometimes you have to.
You don't give up those tables.
Yeah, I'm going to learn. I'm going to learn.
If a devil calls me on the phone and has a job for me, make go pay my share, I'm going to come.
Oh, man. So where can people find you? Where can people search you so that they can follow you?
Okay, I'm on Instagram as Director Keny. That's Director_Keny.
Okay.
And then I also have my business page, which is Keny, like Keny Basil Studios. Keny Basilica.
Okay, Basilica.
Yeah, but Basil.
Okay.
Yeah, studios. Yeah,
okay.
So that's my...
I'm going to put all the handling when I post it.
My website is www.VictorOnwudiwe.com. That's my personal portfolio
Onwudiwe?
VictorOnwudiwe.com.
I thought I would be able to say it.
Onwudiwe. Or you practice
Yeah,
more.
I'm trying. But I will type all of this out when we
Yeah.
post it as well.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for being
Thank
here.
you.
I appreciate you.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining us today, guys. Are you enjoying my podcast? If you've ever thought about starting your own, I highly recommend my podcast coach, Serenity Grace. She is our digital midwife who guides women through the birth of their first podcast. Check out befreesouls.com/Serenity Grace and mention the Dose of Dia for my special discount.